Morning, everybody. It's Friday morning. It's a cold Friday morning, and actually, it's quite late now. It's 8:30, and I was up very early. Had my breakfast at 6 o'clock. I'm just having my second cup of tea, and I'm still in my Jimmy Jams. So you'll have to excuse me. I was going to have a duvet day today, or a pyjama day, because nobody's going to see me, are they? Except on YouTube. But I think I'll get dressed, because I do know with me, once I start going slack with things and letting things slide, then it's a descent into a dark place. I can tell you about depression. And since Alf died 14 months ago now, 16 months ago, August 2020. So since Alf died, the last 16 months has been, I just want to go to bed and cover my head with something. And there have been days when I actually have done that. So I mustn't, I've got to stop it. And I think that, in a way, YouTube is going to help me doing videos and having something to do that is interacting with people, particularly as, because of the needing surgeries on my hips and I can't walk, it's the only way I get to interact with people, except when my family come, or, a couple of friends pop around, but that's about it, because we've still got the COVID thing going on, and everybody's got the heebie-jeebies about where they're going and who they're seeing, so, I don't know, everything's just sort of gone. Not that I've wanted to see a lot of people anyway, but I would find it very hard at the moment too. Anyway, it's not clickbait. I am going to talk a little bit about. I watched some of Nader's fan thing, answering his fans. The man really thinks he's got fans. Now, the dictionary tells you, looking up the word fan, it comes up aficionado, somebody who is held in great esteem because of their, I'm paraphrasing, because of their expertise and their wisdom and all the rest of it. Or a celebrity, or a football fan, politician fan, movie star fan. But Nader thinks he's a fan because he's putting out these YouTube videos. Is he even a qualified chef? I don't know, and I don't know what job he apparently worked at a job which Chantal told him to leave, and she would and she would pay for all his bills and clothe him, and I suppose give him some pocket money, but I guess now the pocket money is coming from his YouTube income. So, the next thing, what's it going to be? Is he going to open a fan club? I wouldn't be surprised. Or is that going to be when they do their fans only channel, which I guess when they were talking about doing something, the snippet I saw, and it sounded as though it was going to be a soft porn channel with Chantal burping and doing other things on request. So you'd pay your $14.99 to be a member, like the visas are members, you'd pay $14.99 to be a member of this elite club. To still keep the beating channel, I think. So it's like 2 tiers. You pay $14.99 to be a member of that club, and then you could interact as normal and everything. But then, if you had specific requests for Chantal, I don't think there was any limit as to what she can do. I mean, she's shown a belly, hasn't she, going up and down. She's had her breasts out. She just doesn't care. Maybe I should open a fans only channel. Stripping granny. 72-year-old granny strips. My body's not bad, actually. But I don't think it's quite my thing. And then we come on to Chantal's last beating stint on her own, where she's just driving along and she's leaving the beaters to entertain themselves as usual, talk among themselves, spin off each other, and she comes out with, I'm driving, guys, can't really look at the chat. And so she just leaves them to interact among themselves while she's raking money in for every second that video is running. She'll occasionally look and she'll occasionally comment, but she can't concentrate because she's driving. And then she gets home, and of course there's that masculine dynamo there, Pete, and he's got this sort of flat voice that goes up at the end like a question mark after every sentence. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but only slightly. So he attempts to take over the short time that she has on her live stream, and she was getting more and more irate and angry with people. I know she said that Vegan for Life is now not getting her money back. It was £100 English pound she paid for the cats to be taken to the vet, or the one cat to be taken to the vet. And Chantal had said that she would do that, but she's changed her mind. She doesn't lie, remember, just changes her mind. And she was getting more nasty with people as this was going on and other things were being brought up. But she's told everybody quite plainly now that if you send her money, you can't stipulate what it's going to go on, and you just have to accept that if you send her money for something, that money is lost. Now, I'm not saying that I don't agree with if money is sent, you've got to say this is for a certain... You shouldn't be sending money anyway, but I don't agree that you can say what somebody's got to do. You can't dictate like that, but neither can you, should you, or should Chantal expect for there not to be some comeback about Vegan for Life paying that money for the cats, because Chantal had promised she would take her. She hasn't, and that money is staying firmly in Chantal's bank. And the way she was coming across to everybody was just really nasty, very nasty. As I say, the masculine dynamo was there with his non-comments. She knocked the camera over a couple of times, probably still got something in the system. The cat was in front of the camera. She was stroking the cat and giving a side eye to the camera as though to say, see? And then we go on to the next minute she's saying, I'm really tired. Oh, I'm really tired, guys. Oh. She was almost comatose. next thing we see, Nader's got a video out. She'd obviously gone straight back over there, and she must think everybody's crackers. She'd gone straight back over there to film him with his cooking. I don't know what he was cooking, something on a kebab stick. No, it wasn't. It was a wrap-up, some sort of wrap sandwich. Anyway, he was cooking, she was filming, she was reading the chats and comments. She was reading out the super chats. She wasn't reading out some of the comments that she quite blatantly did not like. She sort of skimmed over them and didn't read them. But she sort of, if he's going to do, if he's going to have a channel of his own, have a channel of your own, set your own camera up, get all your cooking ingredients, if that's what you're going to do, and as you're cooking, explain to people what it is that you are doing. You don't need somebody in the background reading out all the chats and or reading out the super chats while you're just going on like a loony doing what you do and not explaining to people what it is you're doing and why you're doing it. You know, are you a qualified chef? And then they sat down together to eat. He had his phone, he answered a couple of calls, somebody in the chat asked him if he'd go out on a date with her. She's a Turkish girl, and he said yes, why not? And she's supposedly going to be in Gatineau in 2 weeks. We'll see. All this time, Chantal was sat there at his side, grinning, laughing. Sometimes, you know, it wasn't even a laugh. It looked as though she was constipated. She was trying, you know, not to look offended. How can she complain? He's told her he's footloose and fancy free. He's a single man. He's not in that sort of a relationship with Chantal, although we know they sleep together. But I don't know if you picked up what he said also. One of the questions was to Nader, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Or where do you guys see yourselves in 5 years' time? And Nader said, in 5 years, I'll be back home in Egypt and have my business going, have a flourishing business. Chantal just sat there. She's not part of his future. She knows that. He's going to make his money on YouTube. The more people watch him, the more views he gets, the more super chats that come in, the more notorious they are. He's going to make quite a lot of money in 5 years if he keeps going. And he'll be home, safe and dry. And Chantal will be left here, if she's still around. And I'm not being nasty, I'm saying this as it is now. She is getting to be like a big round ball. She really is. She has put on so much weight. She says she weighs 338, 339. I think she's a little bit more than that. And I know she was filming on her phone so that she got the filters, so that she didn't look quite as bad as she actually does in real life. Because her skin is bad, her face is fuller and redder, her teeth are going a, I don't know, a funny colour. and there's some missing at the sides. Now I've got teeth missing that I had to have out, and they the year before last, and I was distraught, and the reason was because of the medication I was on. That'll be in another video. It was because of the infusions I was having for the osteoporosis, solindronic acid infusions. Anyway, that's for another video. But I think that's what's caused, like, the marionette lines there. So I need, once my hips are done, to go and get some bridges or something, I don't know. But Chantal's teeth are going really quite bad. And I don't know. I don't know what to say, really, except that she's setting herself up for a great big fall. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a big fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Speak to you later.